display tech, so we rely on her to help us to put together the display. So a team of 4.
Okay, okay, that's great. And did you ever face any problems with like, delegating tasks or with their workflow, anything like that?
Yeah, of course. Like everybody has things to say, and I don't like. Keep in mind, this is like really early on in my career. I don't
Mhm,
know. I know leadership from like retail store. I only know so much. I only know to do. I know
mhm,
by doing, it's showing
mhm,
leadership. So I have to take in everybody's feedback and kind of
mhm,
conclude something together. So some people might not be happy with it because they might feel I didn't take into consideration. But I
mhm,
did. I have to look at all aspects of things, and
mhm,
my position is to create something that looks great.
mhm,
So sometimes I have to move things around and to accomplish what I need to accomplish, and
mhm,
it's um it's tough. It's just
mhm,
there's nobody to. You're your own man. You're kind of your first client is the product. It's not
mhm,
people. So, but at the same time, you kind of have to delegate people too. So
mhm,
it's rough. It's just
mhm.
it's rough. So
So you took in as much feedback as possible, but ultimately you made the decisions that you thought were best for the design process, right?
correct.
Okay, cool. So what software and applications did you use over here?
Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, and
Mhm,
Office, Microsoft Office, of course. And
mhm,
we use SolidWorks,
mhm,
and that's it. They don't have a rendering program because we have a different render person to do
mhm,
them.
mhm.
So that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So did you improve any processes here?
I wouldn't say. I don't think I did much improvement as a company, but I think for translating communication issues
Mhm,
and providing additional graphics to implement that
mhm,
on the video, it definitely
mhm,
helps the end user, which is the installer, to understand how to put the display back together properly,
mhm, mhm.
more efficient.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, can you think of any other major accomplishments related to this role?
Not at this point. I don't think this company. Yeah, I don't. I don't remember much from this company. I think
Mhm.
not much major establishment, but I definitely it's like my gateway to display and product development for sure.
Mhm, mhm.
Hmm.
Okay, great. So just like with the other roles, if you remember anything out the blue, you can totally shoot me an email. Okay?
Sure, no problem.
So, are you ready to move on?
Sure.
Awesome. So moving on to logo mark, was this also a promotion? Because I can see you were working for graphics and a product designer.
This one is not. It's just more of um, just being wearing different hats, but
Uh-huh.
they just keep on wanting. They know that you can design products, and they want you to do more things with the same salary with no
Mhm.
title.
Okay. So you were a graphic designer and a product designer over here.
Yes, they. So
Okay.
this company do, all the pens that you get, like, and then they print your logo on it. That's what they
Yeah.
do. So they
Oh.
source all kind of products that
Mm-hmm.
like cups, mugs, bags,
Mm-hmm.
t-shirt binders, anything
Mm-hmm.
that you could think of, or even get to like watch, like they will put their logo inside or something. Anything that you could think of, they will source and purchase them, and they will do the logo in house, like either print or they will find parts to be able to customize it. So that's what they do.
Awesome. So what were your day-to-day responsibilities here?
We do everything like from website banners, email blasts, and catalog design because this company is really heavy on sending out catalogs for companies to come back to order
Uh-huh.
from them, and the
Uh-huh.
catalogs are like 1,000 pages long. So that's
Mm-hmm.
like our 3 months lockdown. Basically, our creative department does not take any more new requests because
Uh-huh.
we need to finish the catalog. And
Uh-huh.
we do photography for lifestyle, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
images.
Mm-hmm.
We take a lot of product shots because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of product involved. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, pretty much anything that you can think of. It's really marketing related.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
yep.
Okay, I understand. So, all of these things that you mentioned, creating catalog and email blasts and web banners, everything, what impact did this have? Uh, did you help the company with e-commerce?
I didn't do. I don't know much about website or e-commerce that well. I kind of helped to. I guess this company, I didn't really like accomplish a lot of things, but I know when I first wanted to get into this job because they have a new software called InDesign at the time, but I didn't
Uh-huh.
learn it in school. So I
Uh-huh.
purposely got this job to learn that, which is a heavy catalog company. So I
Okay.
wanted to actually use this experience to strengthen my skills.
Okay.
I don't, again, keep in mind, I believe this is right after Microsoft. So
Uh-huh.
I haven't got
Yeah, it is.
into a design job. So I was
Mm-hmm.
desperate. I was
Mm-hmm.
dying to actually work in a corporate and designing environment. So
Mm-hmm.
I was learning how to handle tasks like shifting from one thing to another, like switching projects,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
turn on the idea and turn off and switch to
Mm-hmm.
another company or what was
Mm-hmm.
their purpose. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was learning a lot here,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
especially with the software too. So
Okay, understood. So when you're talking about designing over here, right? It says over here responsible for facilitating all aspects of all designs from concept to final development. So what was the most challenging aspect of this design process for you?
we don't have the company never there. So keep in mind they never had like a product designer because they source
Mm.
everything. So whatever is
Okay.
out there, they'll have the factory made. So they didn't
Okay.
know people could actually sketch. Like they don't know
Uh-huh.
people actually could sketch like a product.
Hmm.
And so they're kind of surprised that I would be able to do that. And I remember, I guess one accomplishment was I I think I talked to the product development manager, and she was like,
Uh-huh.
"Yeah, if you see any like really trendy product, let me know because that will help us sell." I was like, "Oh, really? I didn't know that correlates to our business." And so I remember that time Starbucks has a cup that looks like
Uh-huh.
frosty look cup,
Uh-huh.
and I told her that this is a huge sell, and she didn't really care because she's like, I don't know, it's
Uh-huh.
business.
Uh-huh.
From that alone, I just learned that all the trend will affect our business. So I
Uh-huh.
told her that. She doesn't believe me, and
Uh-huh.
she just let it go. And sure enough, the next couple months, there's a couple requests for the same style look of the cup.
Uh-huh.
And so she came back to me and says, "Hey, you're right. Um,
Hmm.
we need you to design a bottle that
Uh-huh.
they can't really make exactly the same thing, but they want the same effect, like the frosty effect on a bottle."
Uh-huh.
So I was able to sketch out a couple of things for her and show her what she thinks. And this is obviously my downtime, like my extra time. So I put in a lot of overtime for this because I was excited. And
Hmm.
so I putting all that, and she was be able to share that with the factory, and they have that frosty bottle.
Okay, that's amazing. So you're able to like capitalize on industry trends or marketing trends.
Correct.
That's pretty. That's
Yep.
pretty awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I actually
So,
have one. So,
no, that's really impressive. Uh, so let's see. You already told me you transferred drawings to an Illustrator.
mhm.
Sub-branding. Let's see. So, are there any particular applications or softwares that you used here apart from the Adobe Design Suite?
No, they don't even have 3D software in that. So everything is by hand. So it's literally
Uh-huh.
sketching, rendering.
Uh-huh.
Like they don't even have rendering software because you can't build a 3D model, so there's nothing to render with. So I
Mm-hmm.
literally had to like color it myself. So it's
Mm-hmm.
literally going back in the days where you don't have any computers. You just sketch.
Mm-hmm.
You sketch
Mm-hmm.
and you apply colors on paper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
So what did
yep.
you do so you must have had like time management like must have been a big aspect of your job. So how did you make sure that your workflow was optimal?
It was hard because we have to work 7 days during the catalog season, and
Mhm,
we don't get paid overtime. But
mhm,
I ended up have to talk to my manager because I cannot handle the eight. It's like 10-hour workday, and I wanted to be able to have like let her know that I do have this project on hand as much as
mhm,
she doesn't want to spare my time because it's like sparing my time to do other department stuff. So
mhm,
she
mhm,
was kind of at first she was like, "Well, can you just tell her you're busy?" And I was like, "But I kind of wanted to see this happen, you know?" So
mhm,
we kind of negotiated to down to like a certain hours that I'd be able to work with her or
mhm,
when I work on the other department stuff.
mhm. So you were able to kind of prioritize tasks and just make sure that the quality control was optimal because you're not you know,
Yeah.
overburdening yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. Any other accomplishments you want to mention here?
Nope, not much
Okay,
here.
great. Ready to move on to Microsoft?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay. So, what were your responsibilities at Microsoft as a product advisor?
Basically, we're product advisors, just like a sales title.
Mhm,
It's like the customer service that you see in the retail store.
mhm,
So I basically just help customers and I answer any kind of questions. But
mhm,
I was really involved in the community because that was the major thing that I wanted to work there because
mhm,
Microsoft gives our time, like they require us to work as a volunteer for 10 hours a month
mhm,
or
mhm,
quarterly, but
mhm,
Microsoft pays us. So it's a huge deal for me.
mhm,
I was obviously Microsoft. I believe was right after Starbucks. I was a little burned out working
mhm,
Starbucks. I was there quite a long time, and I wanted to do something for the community. And
mhm,
so I got into Microsoft as a product advisor, but more involved with the community, um,
mhm,
I guess, development because I was
mhm,
working with the community development lead to
mhm,
actually make sure all the events happen. So we have like flags that we give out at events and like
mhm,
there's game launch and there's also like Ronald McDonald's house that we volunteer to make the breakfast. So
mhm,
there's a lot that goes on in the community that we overlook all the time
mhm,
that
mhm,
I never noticed. And I
mhm,
just thought doing something great for other people makes your life I guess, a little better sometimes. Because when you realize
mhm,
that, you're like, you're not doing anything for the community, you know? And
mhm, mhm.
so, yeah, I just wanted to be part of the community for that main reason at Microsoft Store.
You're a lovely person. That's so sweet. That's really,
Thank
really
you.
good. Okay, so you mentioned like you a lot of client mainly you worked with clients over here. So could you tell me like what was the most did you ever encounter like unhappy clients or
Yeah,
negative feedback?
absolutely.
Okay.
There's a lot because as well as I speak Mandarin, so there's a lot of like Asian people were trying to purchase items, but
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes it's easier for me to help them because I speak their language. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, it's hard because they're accustomed to like an Asia treatment, which is like they'll give you something for free if you buy this bunch of things. And
Ah.
so it was challenging because it's not my store, and I can't just give you something for free without promotion code. Everything's corporate, everything is
Mm-hmm.
skewed, everything is scanned. Like I have to scan
Mm-hmm.
everything,
Mm-hmm.
so it
Mm-hmm.
was challenging to tell them that I'm sorry I can't give you anything for free,
Mm-hmm.
but like this is what I can help you to get them, but I can't promise anything. I'm just helping out, like we're not commission based. We literally is just customer service
Mm-hmm.
people. And so sometimes I have to involve my supervisor at the time to let them know the situation happened. And
Mm-hmm.
so we'll strategize things to compliment the customer as much as we can, but
Mm-hmm.
we and not breaking the rule because
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a promo code, then we can't work because everything is computerized and scanned. They track the SKUs and
Uh-huh.
everything. So it was tough, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a little
You
different
basically
than
had to
just
placate
Starbucks.
them when they were you had to placate them when they were like had certain expectations that you weren't able to
Correct.
uh, fulfill for
Do
obvious
yeah,
reasons.
I can't.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. And did you ever face any difficulties when you were communicating with the community development lead, or when you had to or work for certain, like you told me about the McDonald's thing? Any difficulties in that?
Not difficulty. I think it was like it's a lot. It's an emotional ride that you see people
Mm-hmm.
don't have a place to
Mm-hmm.
stay, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes you realize to appreciate things. There's not much difficulty. We just have to prepare breakfast for them, so we have to like cook
Mm-hmm.
together and
Mm-hmm.
then watch them. But it's more bonding time, I guess, because
Mm-hmm.
everybody shed in tears because
Mm-hmm.
we probably are complaining about our lives, but there's people
Mm-hmm.
who actually don't have a roof over their head, and so
Right.
yeah,
Mm.
that was huge. And while at Microsoft, there's a lot of we also have training camps for kids. So
Mm-hmm.
we have computer classes for kids during summer for free
Mm-hmm.
for the
Mm-hmm.
mom to drop them off and they can learn
Mm-hmm.
something. And I was one of the teachers. So we teach like Microsoft Word, we teach PowerPoint, we teach like they have this like free app. It's
Mm-hmm.
called I don't remember the name, but if I think of it, I'll let you know. It's like
Okay.
building a game using
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft and products that they could build a game or how to use a Skype and that
Oh,
kind of
that's
thing. So
amazing.
yeah,
That's
so
amazing. So,
it's free.
how
Like you can
many?
just bring your kids.
Uh-huh. So, how many kids would you say that you taught?
Oh, the biggest class was like we could. I think our capacity could hold like 20.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the biggest class I taught. Sometimes maybe one or two over, but it's it's kind of hard because they have a capacity in the retail store, so we can only hold so much. But sometimes moms like, I have the brother, and the brother want to come. Can he stay? So
Mm-hmm.
we kind of
Mm-hmm.
have to just let
And
that
these
happen for that one day.
uh and these classes were held like on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis?
Weekly basis usually
Okay.
over summer or over break.
Okay. Okay. Understood. So, any
And
other major accomplishments that you want to mention here?
we have, so we were be able to get in touch with the boys and girls clubs in the nearby city, and
Mm-hmm.
we were be able to set up a visit. So kind of a tour for them to show them what is it like to work at Microsoft Store. How does the computer
Oh.
help you
Mm-hmm.
doing your homework and all that stuff?
Okay, that's pretty cool. So,
Yeah,
anything else you want to mention, or are you ready to move
yeah.
on to the Starbucks role?
Actually, there's one thing they
Mm-hmm.
do every year on Christmas. They shut
Mm-hmm.
down the mall maybe a day prior to Christmas, and we have to move all the
Mm-hmm.
to
Although?
the community. You put it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like we put out our games because that time was Xbox, so you could
Mm-hmm.
kind of play the game and dance with it. So they
Mm-hmm.
shut down the whole entire mall, and all the store whoever want to participate, they put
Mm-hmm.
out their stuff in the hall in the walkway. So they
Mm-hmm.
have this. It's called the Happiest Project. So
Mm-hmm.
they've invited all the homeless kids here,
Mm-hmm.
partner up with
Mm-hmm.
a volunteer, and they
Mm-hmm.
walk them through and have them play on everything that they want to play. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe they'll have giveaways like free swag bag for them during
Oh,
Christmas.
no, that's lovely. That's really sweet.
I know
Okay,
that was
so
another thing that I'll cry for days.
no, it's really cool. So are you ready to move on to Starbucks?
Yes.
Okay, great. So tell me, what were your main responsibilities here as an assistant store manager?
I basically have to make sure everything runs. So
Mm-hmm.
everything, including basically anything that I could think of, like uh, just everything. Like the whole store has to run. Make sure we have enough stock. Make sure all
Mm-hmm.
the people clocked in, out. Make sure we check the
Mm-hmm.
temperature of the food. Make sure
Mm-hmm.
we actually have enough of everything, like cups, anything
Mm-hmm.
that you could possibly think of. Anything that's in your store is your responsibility. You have to make sure it works at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day.
Cool. So, I'm sure that the customer service was a big part of your job over here. So, how did
hmm
you ensure exceptional customer service here?
I'm on the floor all the time, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not hard to ensure it, but you kind of live in it. So
Mm-hmm.
I actually remember my regulars every day, so
Mm-hmm.
it's just easier
Mm-hmm.
to be able to oversee everything.
Mm-hmm. And did you ever face any issues with this? Any
Um,
unhappy clients over here?
oh, planning. Are you kidding me? It's like we're not God. We can't accomplish. I can't accomplish everybody's request,
Mm-hmm.
but we dealt with it the best we can. We we tried basically every
Mm-hmm.
day for everything, um,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to coach my partners not to get
Mm-hmm.
personal, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot. There's a lot of training.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any leadership skills at the time, but
Mm-hmm.
I learn as I go during the job.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
So, mentioning leadership over here, were you in charge of a team?
Yeah, I was in charge of the whole entire team when my manager is not there. So, assistant is basically you do everything until your
Mm-hmm.
manager's there, but you
Mm-hmm.
basically have to learn everything to handle on your own because that's just how the store works.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I have to in charge of my team. My team, I think it could be big as 25 people or 18. So the whole entire store
18.
staff.
Okay, cool, cool.
hmm
And over here, you mentioned communicating to the store design department for fixture placement ideas. So, was
Oh
there a
yeah, that was my
mm-hmm.
dream when I worked at Starbucks. I wanted to design for Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
So I was lucky that my manager or my mentor had she knows like the people who come to basically facilitate all the design changes in the
Mm-hmm.
store, like when we have a facelift, like when they shut down the store and re-innovate.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was telling him about me, and she actually was be able to do me a favor and get me in touch with the main designer. So I was be
Mm-hmm.
able to like sat in to their design meetings when they were re-innovating my store. So
Mm-hmm.
it was really, really cool.
And you mentioned like fixture placement over here. Did you notice any improvements that could be made, or you made suggestions for
Yeah,
that?
I was moving the fixture placement just to see how people interact while they're in line. They actually could see different things. So
Mm-hmm.
there was a huge improvement because our SKU, the selling SKU was the
Mm-hmm.
sales number definitely went up for a certain product that placed on that fixture.
Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent. So your suggestions were implemented for that.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So,
Sure.
are there any other
Sure.
accomplishments? Yeah.
I am sorry. I'm actually getting close to work, and I might have to continue the call another time.
Okay, no
Is
problem.
that possible, or how does that work?
It will be possible. Yeah. I'll let you know.
Uh-huh.
I'll contact you through email. Probably would the same time tomorrow work for you?
The same time tomorrow? Yes, it could possibly work.
Okay, I'll let you know for sure via
Mm.
email. But
Okay.
thank you so much for your time today, Jennifer. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry because I am running already a little bit late, so I don't want
Mhm.
to be like, stuck on the phone all
No, no,
day. So,
I completely understand.
yeah,
I'll
so,
contact you. Thank you for your
mhm,
time, and we'll talk
absolutely.
hopefully tomorrow. Okay?
Okay, then email me, let me know, and we'll talk later.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.